Everything is okay.
It's all good.
All good.
Good vibes.
Just doing a practice run, that's all this is.
All right, we have officially made it to full term with this little baby. I'm 39 weeks and 1 day today. I planned on filming this the past few days and it's just been kicked down the road because I have a cold and it has not been comfortable to talk and use my voice. But I want to make sure that I do this now at, you know, full term before baby comes. We are manifesting a Halloween arrival still. That's just a few days away, so please join us in manifesting that. I don't know if there's some in utero Ouija board that we can use to make this happen, but yeah, that is our hope for a little Halloween baby with a non-spooky arrival, healthy, happy, but on Halloween would be ideal. We did end up in labor and delivery triage last night, actually. Not where I saw us going, but basically yesterday afternoon I realized that it had been quite some time since I had felt the baby move, and he's typically so super active, like waves of movement in my stomach, not just little taps. So I realized it had been quite some time since I had felt that. I had felt like a few little faint taps here and there, but it definitely wasn't like my normal kick count amount or anything normal for his movement pattern. I drank a ton of ice water, like 2 big glasses of ice water to see if that would get him going, because usually it does, and nothing. And then I tried having a soda, same thing, just like a little tip tap from him. So then I was getting quite worried. You know, I knew he was in there moving, but it wasn't anything compared to his normal movement, so that had me really scared. Long story short, we ended up in labor and delivery triage.
Everything is okay.
It's all good.
All good.
Good vibes.
Just doing a practice run, that's all this is.
Yep.
They hooked me up for a fetal non-stress test and were able to find him right away, which was super reassuring. And actually when we were in the waiting room, he got the hiccups, and so, and Tony and I were both able to feel that, and so that was really reassuring. But then once we were back in triage, they hooked up for the non-stress test, found his heartbeat right away, and you know, he was good to go. Nice strong heartbeat like he usually has, and I was able to feel him moving a few times. But what was super interesting was seeing the contraction pattern on the paper, because I was having very consistent, very strong contractions every 3 to 4 minutes. Like the nurse came over and was like, "Are you okay? Like, you're feeling these, right?" It's like, "Oh yeah, I feel these like all the time." And so they checked to see like if, you know, the contractions were doing anything productive, because at my appointment last week, there was no like sign of baby coming. And then while I was there, they also swabbed to see if my water had broken. It hadn't. And then they checked, they did a sonogram to just check amniotic fluid levels, and everything was like totally where it should be for that. So he still has a nice, good environment in there for him. So I'm having the contractions, they just aren't productive at this point. So I'm hoping that they kind of shape up and, you know, get their stuff together so that we can have some nice productive contractions that are, you know, working towards getting the baby out instead of just causing me discomfort. I just wanted to kind of recap this last trimester of this pregnancy, because it has been absolutely wonderful and so much fun. We've done a ton these past few months to get ready for this little boy, and it's just crazy to like, we were kind of reflecting on it all a few days ago of like, you know, a few months ago we didn't have hardly anything for him, and now it's just like our lives have been overtaken with baby things. Like there is a crib, there is a room dedicated to him, and a stroller, a car seat, all these wonderful gifts that friends and family have given us. And like this kid is already so spoiled with toys and books and clothes galore, oh my gosh. And we're just so ready for him. This whole time, we've been adamant that we don't want him to come before his due date unless it's Halloween. But now I'm just ready for him to be here. Like we're ready for him. We are so excited. We've really spent these last few months just doing all sorts of things to get prepared for baby, but then also things that we enjoy as a couple that, you know, we might not get to do right away once we have the baby. Taking Bailey to the beach, obviously, still a huge fun thing that we do all the time, and we'll continue to with baby, but you know, maybe not those first few weeks. We've also taken a few trips to Disneyland because that's definitely something that we don't plan on doing anytime soon after baby's here. So we went quite a few times in the past few months and have just thoroughly enjoyed soaking in all of the Halloween fun. Our favorite podcast had a live episode taping in LA, fully masked and vaxxed, so it felt very comfortable and safe. We were outside. That was a blast. And then likewise in town we did the Rooftop Cinema Club, which was a lot of fun. Tony surprised me with that. We went and saw Hocus Pocus on the roof of one of the hotels in the area. And so it was just like really cool seeing that on a big screen in comfy lounge chairs at sunset. It's a really fun date. And you know, obviously something we're not taking a newborn to. We also had our maternity photo shoot, which was so much fun, like something we have just dreamed of for so long, and it was perfect. It was exactly what I wanted it to be. As soon as we moved to California and then we're able to you know, successfully get pregnant and keep this pregnancy, I knew sunset cliffs on the California coast was what we wanted. We've had beach photos done before, but I wanted that like iconic California coast with the cliffs. It just is so unique to this area and so gorgeous. So I'm really glad that we were able to find someone to do that for us, and like these photos we'll obviously cherish forever. And then we've also hired our newborn photographer too, which is crazy. We also had a surprise baby shower, which was so wonderful. I'm just so thankful for so many good people in our lives who took the time to organize that and make it happen and make it like exactly what we wanted. I've thrown a lot of baby showers over the years, a lot of baby showers for friends, and it was just so cool, like finally being our turn. I enjoy throwing the girly baby showers, the like themed baby showers for, you know, to fit the mom, the parents, but I've always said for our baby shower, I wanted it to be like not specifically just women or moms, just any of our friends welcome, like at a brewery or something like that. Obviously I can't drink, but like I want other people to just enjoy and have time together and just hang out. And that's exactly what we did, and it was so much fun. So the baby shower is perfect, even down to the cake. Tony and I, a few months ago, were at this bakery in town, and I pointed at this strawberry cake and said, I want that for my birthday, like 8 months from that point. And he said, okay. Well, I didn't know at that point that he was planning this baby shower with her friend Gabby, and now I've heard the story that he immediately texted Gabby and said, this is the cake we're doing. So at the baby shower, there were actually 2 of that delicious strawberry cake. So literally every detail down to that was just absolutely perfect and just exactly what I've always pictured for us. So that was a blast, and like I said, we're just so thankful for all these wonderful people in our lives who want to spoil us with, you know, events. And then with everyone being all over the country, since we just moved out here, so many people just sent us gifts and have sent us the kindest messages. And it's just like, I shouldn't be surprised by the amount of support that we have, but it has been surprising and overwhelming, and I'm just like so thankful for so many wonderful people in our lives. It's truly been amazing. As far as like pregnancy symptoms and things that I'm experiencing, everything's just been kind of like heightened from before. Still, I'm considering myself so lucky this pregnancy to not have any crazy symptoms. I really, for the most part, have been very comfortable, and now just like in the last month, I'm starting to get quite uncomfortable. Sleep is not my friend anymore. It's very hard to sleep at night, constantly tossing and turning because I'm on one side and then that hip just aches and I have to flip over to the other side, and then, you know, before long that hip is aching. So I'm just rolling over all night long. And then the Braxton Hicks contractions are definitely getting like more intense, more consistent, and uncomfortable. I know it's all leading towards the end goal and end result of baby being here, so it's been exciting to have those things happen. I just hope that when he does decide to make his arrival, I've hopefully had a good night of sleep the night prior, hopefully no longer have this cold, and we can have a nice, healthy, happy delivery. We are at that point of the pregnancy where we're visiting the doctor's office weekly for checks.
134, 136.
Sounds great. 140s, beautiful regular rhythm.
And you know, making sure he's staying head down, seeing if there's any progress happening. And my next appointment is actually this afternoon. So hopefully we get a little bit of movement or something between yesterday's insanity and honestly very strong contractions. Like after they had checked me, the contractions became so much more painful just because everything had been agitated. Today I'm in like kind of my normal amount of discomfort. So I don't know that we're really doing the productive contraction thing yet, but I'm very curious to see when we go to the doctor's office today what they have to say about the whole ordeal, and if they think he'll be coming this weekend. That would be great to hear. It's definitely been interesting to see people with like our same due date or even due dates later than us have their babies. Tony has a good friend who has our exact same due date, and she had her babies 2 weeks ago. And then I've seen other people with like similar or later due dates online sharing that they've had their babies, and it's just like, it feels so real that like this is happening so soon for us. I feel like I'm going to definitely miss parts of being pregnant. Obviously I'm excited to have our baby, and for Tony and I to be able to experience him in the same way, rather than, you know, my experience with our baby so far has been dramatically different than Tony's experience with our baby. So I'm excited for us to kind of get on the same page with that, but I'm sure I will miss parts of being pregnant because it has been like such a cool and bizarre experience. But I'm also silver lining, looking forward to certain things like jeans. I forgot that jeans existed until the other day when Tony put a pair on. Like, it's been hot, it's been summertime, I forgot about jeans, and then Tony put a pair on and I was like, oh my god, jeans, someday I can wear hard pants again. So excited for that. Sleeping on my stomach. I'm a stomach sleeper through and through, and cannot wait to like belly flop into bed and sleep on my stomach. That's probably my #1 thing that I'm most excited for. Right now I have a cold, but I this entire time have had this infamous pregnancy stuffy nose that just happens to a lot of pregnant people. They end up with a stuffy nose the entire pregnancy, and I'm so looking forward to that going away, both with this cold passing and then also just no longer being pregnant, being able to breathe normally. So I think the sooner those things can happen, the better. Again, we are still manifesting a Halloween arrival for this little baby, but whenever he decides to make his way here in a healthy way, that's obviously most important for us. I'm not interested in rushing him out anytime soon. You know, we're chilling. We had that scare yesterday, which was so terrifying, like one of the most terrifying days of my life, but to know that, you know, he's okay, what I experienced is normal. The hospital said if we, you know, have any experience like that where we're not sure or we're scared or anything, it's best to just go in, get checked out. I'm very happy that we have, you know, access to such a great hospital that, you know, took our concerns seriously. I am in my 39th week of pregnancy. His due date officially is next week, and my doctor has already talked about, you know, they don't like people to go past 41.5 weeks pregnant. We'll probably talk about induction this week, just so we can have something on the books. We're kind of in a baby boom right now in our area. There's babies being born like nonstop. They're super busy. So she said in her mind she'd rather have something on the books for that 40 to 42 week range. Definitely a planner. Not knowing when this kid is arriving is tough for me as someone who likes to know plans in advance. So I think having that induction date on the calendar so we know, okay, this is, you know, our no later than date, I think that'll be really reassuring to Tony and I both. But all that aside, we're still manifesting Halloween for him to arrive, so please join us in that, and hopefully this weekend it'll happen. We'll see. But either way, I'm just thankful to mostly have a super happy and healthy pregnancy. It was a long journey to this point to get to this pregnancy, and it just like this is the one. This is our baby. So it just I'm just so thankful for him and so happy to have him in our lives. I can't wait to meet him and have him actually here in our lives. So really excited about that. Yeah, that's it.